Anyway, this is episode 15 of the Down the Irons podcast. I'm joined as always by my co-host RaNDiM. How's it going?
Yo, what's going good, man?
It has been a minute. I
It
think I,
has.
I
We
think
haven't done one of these in forever.
yeah, I think I remember how to speak. Um, working on
Uh.
it. Yeah, there we go. Now we've got it. We're locked in. Um, and we are joined by one of the all-time greats, my number one player of all time on my list. I can't remember at random. He had like 2 or 3 or 4 or something. Top 5 at least. Um, I think you change positions between the first and second top 10 video. If you're really curious about that, watch the top 10 players episodes.
Yeah.
It was a good
Go drop that plug
conversations.
in there.
Yeah, but we have AR-BiTross, AR-BiTross, NarutoDoom, Perfect Knight. Is there any other
The OG goat.
aliases? Yes. I don't know any other aliases. Member of Peer, played for PWA, in Uncharted 4. What, TDT and Get Positive? Like, holy shit!
Get poisoned.
Get poisoned. Uh, yeah. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you, long time listener.
Hell yeah.
Probably one of the most dedicated listeners, to be honest. I feel like there's probably very few people that have watched every episode, so that's pretty cool.
Actually, though, there's so many times when like my friends, um, I to
Quote
say some
unquote.
quote unquote friends, where I mentioned something that we talked about in the pod, and they're like, they have no clue what I'm talking about. Like, come on,
If
I'm
I'm
trying.
being real, I haven't even watched every episode of the pod.
Okay, but you're on every episode of the pod. So,
Am I? Oh shit.
yeah, what do you mean?
I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
I got you. No, I understood the joke. I got it the first time.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, yeah. So we don't have like a super structured thing planned out, but I figure like with other players that we've had on, especially like OG people, we've let them kind of talk about how they got or how they like discovered the Uncharted series and the multiplayers, how they got into competitive and all that. I think we can do that, but also like we're planning to talk about like 2010, 2011 Uncharted era anyway. So I figure we can kind of kill two birds with one stone, and you could talk about how you got into competitive and everything and what it was like playing in like 2010, 2011. And along the way, we can kind of talk about like players and teams and different metas and
And game battles.
yeah,
How are you forgetting game battles?
game battles. Yes. Um, and yeah, the discourse in the community, like bundling boosters and all these things that and you also I don't I think this was before we were recording, but you mentioned that we did a decent job on the episode we had with Icarus Prime about piecing together things with the knowledge that we had, the combined knowledge, but there's some misinformation, and you intend to put us on game to set the
Put us
record
on
straight.
blast.
So yeah, where I guess wherever you want to start it, under that whole umbrella,
Start at the beginning.
the beginning,
Tell us how you got into Uncharted and how you got into comp.
and how you discovered ThuggzBunney.
The real goat.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I think something that kind of helps is that if you were a real gamer back in the day, Game Battles, the site had kind of an aura to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was the first time like gaming was taken kind of seriously and people were doing it at a high level. And I started playing Resistance 2 a lot, and I was in like top 60 in the leaderboards.
Yeah.
Damn, 60?
And
Holy shit.
yeah, and I had a lot of blasts, but I couldn't hold a candle against like the actual pros. You know, they were on another level, and I couldn't. You know, my parents didn't really allow me to play online competitive just because, like, you know, they would listen to the videos I would watch of the players, and you know, a lot of cursing was going on.
Yeah, of
So
course.
that was just a hard no, and I didn't know anyone in the scene. And I remember watching a $50,000 tournament
Hmm.
of Resistance 2, and that's where I saw Butter, Exciter, Iconic, and their whole clan just
Holy
win that
shit!
thing, and it was really fucking sick. And
I didn't know
Exciter
they
and
did
Like
that.
Butter are, yeah, they did that, but they were just like Resistance 2 wasn't even their main game. They were Call of Duty players and Halo players. They were really good at that as well. And game battles, if you remember, you had game battles points. So
Mm-hmm.
it didn't matter where you got the wins.
Yeah,
So that created an environment where a lot of players were just playing a lot of games. So a lot of the competitive scenes were kind of, I don't want to say artificially boosted, but they were juiced
Mm.
because people were just trying to farm points, which was actually pretty cool because you had just more teams playing.
Right, it's like
So
the competitive version of trophy hunting, like going
yeah,
and getting points for
exactly.
multiplayers. Yeah.
But they were tryhards. They weren't. They like the whole reason you wanted to be higher on the points was because then you would get access to like money making tournaments.
Hmm.
So like at the end of the day, these weren't just like boosters that were bad players.
Yeah, they're proper
So
pros.
they were proper pros, and that meant that of the 300 players that played back then, or the 300 teams that played back in the day, I would say maybe like 250 were actual like real teams that cared about the game, and there were 50 that were kind of boosting.
Hmm.
And one of those boosters, they were Buddha and Exciter. Like this was not their main game. It
Yeah.
wasn't like the whole tryhard squad came over to play. It was just like Buddha and Exciter, and they were just fucking around here. And
Hmm.
they just enjoyed the game.
That
But
makes
they spent most of their time on FPS
that
games.
that makes a lot of sense why they wouldn't stick around once it was dropped from game battles then.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, even if like 1.05, well, I mean, I guess we could talk about it, but like even if
Yeah,
1.05 wasn't what it was, if Uncharted 2 was just eventually dropped from game battles, then they probably would have gone with it too, regardless of what state the game was in.
right. So I liked Uncharted 1. I've always been a fan of Naughty Dog games. So when Uncharted 1 came out, played it. You know, I love Jack and Daxter, love Crash Bandicoot, and then when Uncharted 1 came out, loved it. And then there was a trailer for the Uncharted 2 beta that came out with if you pre-ordered Infamous.
Hmm.
So that's how
Okay.
I even played Infamous. I didn't even care about it, but it was a badass game.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So glad I did that. And I played the Uncharted 2 beta, and back then, I mean, boy, that game was so much fun. You had the full health, and then you had all sorts of wacky guns. Like I think you guys have talked about, there was the old hammer,
Hmm.
which was like the
Yeah.
grenade launcher from Uncharted
Hmm.
1. It was so stupid.
Bring it back.
And I put in a lot of time. I loved it, and I was like, this is really cool. I checked out the game battles, sub Butter and Exciter, and I was just like, I'm gonna try really hard to get good and get to play against them.
Hmm.
Hell
So
yeah.
that was kind of the plan, and it didn't quite work out the way I wanted. Like it's hard going from an unknown to being on the scene, going from 0 to 1.
Yeah.
But I played a lot with a buddy back then called Flex and CJ. I ran into them just in public matchmaking and separately. They didn't play together.
Hmm.
And sometimes we would play together and we'd do really well, or against each other, and I'd see that they were really good. So eventually, you have the bright idea of like we should partner up, and make our lives easier.
Hmm.
And Fro was also a Game Battles person, but he was again more into Battlefield at the time. Do you guys remember Battlefield Bad Company 2?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I played it.
Man, that was a fun game. So he was big into that. And again, he was also a Game Battles tryhard.
Mhm.
And one day, me, CJ, and Fro are doing matchmaking, and we were usually the highest levels in the lobby. We were all level 40. And then we run into a level 50 for the first time.
Oh shit.
Exciter.
Oh fuck.
And it's just him and his buddies, right? No one else we recognize. And we were like, okay, like this isn't. I thought, it's 3 level 40s against 1 level 50. You know,
Mhm.
like what? We got this. We
Yeah.
got this.
Light work.
We got our shits wrong. It was on the temple. And all I remember was, from bottom green to the hammer platform, there's all that water.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We could never make it from out of there to the hammer platform. We
Yeah.
couldn't reach it. We couldn't reach it. That guy had such amazing accuracy with the foul, and he was really good at exploiting the geometry. Again, Fleetfoot was really busted, so he was really good at like fleet footing around
Dodging,
that
yeah.
that
Mhm.
center pillar and shooting perfectly
Hmm.
as he would strafe out. And again, one of the craziest feats is just the amount of headshots that guy gets. Like his accuracy was insane.
Huh.
Like it's one thing when you meet a player that's really good and doesn't miss their shots, but I haven't seen somebody get headshots that consistently. He went like 22-4, and that match he was using Invalid and Fleetfoot.
What? What?
So he
What the
kicked my
fuck?
ass. He kicked CJ's ass. He kicked from Master Flex's ass.
Damn.
And
Damn.
I saved the link of this forum from GameFAQs back in the day about people talking about who are the best players that they played.
Yeah.
And funny, they even talk about my friend From Master Flex of back in the day, and people used to call me if they didn't remember my name, they used to call me Nostradamus.
Ah.
And then and of course, like you have a lot of these old names of back in the day, and a lot of those players were really good. Trust Nod, Ace Rules. But funny enough, on that forum, like Buddha replies and he says, "It's my twin, my buddy." And of course, if you know who he's talking about. It was Exciter. And so anyway, so that was my first experience playing against Exciter, and it sounds weird, but
Memorable.
it was really cool. When that match was starting, Fro was like, "Hey, it's Exciter." It's like he's really fucking good. And I'm like, yeah, like me and Fro then started to have this little moment of like, oh, you watch a tournament, me too, and I keep up with this, and we were kind of gushing over that guy, and it's like, okay, it's gonna be really hard. We didn't know it was gonna be that hard.
Yeah.
And even though on that forum people talk about us being great players, even then, like, I don't think people know what that margin, that gap was. It was big. Like I think if you're a noob, right, and you get your ass kicked by like really good players, it's hard to like appreciate the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Exciter, like Butter was a really really good player. He never missed his shots, but Exciter really brought accuracy to a whole new level. Anyways,
Hmm.
I was, because I played a lot of matchmaking, I just kind of build a name for myself. People just kind of remember you. And I got to one point when the leaderboards weren't always on the game; they were added on later.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so that's why if you look at the stats cards on the Naughty Dog website and you look at the
They're really
leaderboards, the
accurate.
stats aren't the same.
Mm.
So like my stats are better on the leaderboards because they started tracking stuff later once I was like better and I was playing with better players. But the stats cards are like holistic; they capture everything.
Yeah.
The stat cards were
So
sick.
yeah, they were. So something I did in the early days was I would go to the leaderboards and I would look people with similar stats like me, having a KD of 3.5 and above, high win ratio, and I would just add those people because my thinking
Okay.
was, they would understand.
Yeah.
Let's just party up and just have runaway games and make life easier on ourselves.
Mhm.
And one of those first 3 people I added were a guy called C2Good, C-2Good,
Hmm.
Drop Dead LL,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
and who was the other one? AK Pain.
Okay. Yeah. Actually,
And
real quick, could I pause for like 1 second? Just
yeah.
because in a previous episode we mentioned, I think we mentioned this in the previous episode, or it might have been just like me and you talking random. But Drop Dead LL, that wasn't originally Rocco, was it? Like Rocco, he gave that account to Rocco, right?
Correct.
Oh, really? I didn't know that happened.
Okay,
Yeah, Rocco definitely had the account at some point.
but Drop Dead
but
was just a different person,
a different guy. Yeah.
like for sure.
For sure.
Rocco confirmed that to me. Yeah.
Oh,
For
okay,
sure.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Gotcha. Yeah, because that's what I thought, but I think random at the time when we mentioned it, you thought that was just a Rocco
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And by AK Pain, you mean like AK Pain
Kills.
or do you mean like Stealth
No.
Dominator?
Oh, it's okay. I was thinking
No,
AK
it's
Pain kills.
it was just AKPEIN. That's it.
Ah.
He was a
Oh, wow.
he was a Spaniard. And these 3 kind of introduced me to 3 different worlds.
Okay.
So C2Good. Well, just quickly, AK Pain played a lot with Quadines, and that's how I eventually got in touch with that with Halo Expert and those guys who became friends.
Mhm.
But C2Good, one day, we're doing matchmaking, we're having a good time, and one day I just get a party invite and a message saying, "Hey, we're doing customs against these assholes. Can you help us?" And this was like a thing that kind of happened back then, like your buddies get into trouble
Well, yeah.
and suddenly you get pinged,
For sure.
They throw the Batman signal, and I'm like, hell yeah. So I join, and as soon as I join, the match starts, right? I don't know what the fuck is happening. And suddenly I'm in a team with C2Good and Fabolis, and I'm playing against Triple and Bio.
Oh my god.
And their team, right? And they're just talking mad shit to each other. Just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And we're playing on Fort.
Oh god.
And, Fort has always been Fort. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, and always will be Fort.
And always will be.
Unless not gonna say anything.
So
wink, wink.
it's cancer as usual.
Yeah.
And I'm more of a play to win kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, okay, like Fabolas is all the way in the back controlling spawns, and everybody else is just kind of standing behind a wall. And I'm like an RPG area, and it's just like, okay, we gotta push stairs here, like, come on, let's do something.
Yeah.
And Fabolas always just wanted to play for his score.
Of course.
Because the thing about Fabolas was he had decent aim, and he could be a smart player, but he always his thing was like, you didn't make me go negative to the other team.
Yeah.
So beating Fabolas wasn't like impossible. Everybody got to do it. But on some level, because he was such a great shit talker, he kind of had a point. It's just like, you're right, we did beat you, but we really want you to go negative too,
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So people kept playing him because it's just like, God damn it, we didn't make him go negative. So
That's so fucking funny.
it was like
He's
a
winning.
loss,
You're letting
right?
him win.
It was weird. He had this power where like beating him wasn't enough, and it's like, you didn't make me go negative, and then you'd be like, God damn it, we didn't do it. It's just like, God damn it,
he
Fabolas.
lost the battle, but he wins the war.
Yeah, and it was just so fucking annoying. He had that. So we get our shit rocked. I'm trying to do, I'm trying to rally the troops, making points, and then Fabolas is just like arguing with me, like, don't push out, just stay back, and it's just like, bro, we're losing. Like, what? How do you think this ends? Like
with him going positive. That's how it ends.
So the match ends. I get 4-11. Okay. I'm pushing by myself.
I think I've seen the screenshot. Were you on Keenan
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I've seen the screenshot. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm pushing on my own and I'm getting destroyed, and it's just like, guys, like, what the fuck, you know? But again, back then you were guilty by association. So I get Portal into this game. I don't know Fab. I don't know anybody. It's just my friend C2 Good. The match ends, right? And I do horrible because you're on your own, and then Bio just starts unloading on me, just staring me, and I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck is up with this guy? Holy fuck! Oh, Favolis, I've only been here 15 minutes and I already hate your guts, but boy, I hate this guy even more. And I've only spoken to him for 30 seconds in voice chat. So
valid.
suddenly I'm like, Fab, you and me are friends, and whenever you play these guys, let me know.
No.
but of course that didn't happen,
Deal with
and I still play with Fab against other teams, and it was just horrible. Like, it was no team at all. It was no team at all.
It was Team Fab.
It was Team Fab. He wanted to play around his score, and he knew that he would do better if people played around him, like everybody camped around him.
Yeah, he's just baiting you.
But it was just like,
yeah,
and he's just right, and it's just like, what are we doing here? So, just through those customs, you just kind of start making friends and you get to know people. But I still wasn't on the competitive scene because, again, you want to join a team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that took a really long time. I think eventually I make friends with, I want to say, Onage LSU, who was part of Team X.
Mm-hmm.
And Onage is such a smart player, by far the best callouts I've ever heard. He's one of those few people that can be in the middle of an engagement and speak eloquently.
Yeah.
He's in the middle of a gunfight and he's just like, I'm shooting a guy top red next to the right side of the cover. Not before, not after.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. He really could multitask like no one else.
Yeah, I played in a tournament with Onage in 2013. He was pretty rusty coming back. He wasn't active in the way he used to be. And he did all right. And I do remember he did a lot more for the team than just the scoreboard would show.
Oh no, Onage is awesome. Onage is awesome.
Hell yeah.
And Onage then kind of, I think, vouched for me to join Team X, and that's where I met Chris and Spittin' Bullets and Iconic.
I remember him.
And
just talking about,
but by that
GMR
point,
Chris?
not GMR Chris, CRXSS, Cross.
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 Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, his name is Chris, but yeah, people call him Cross.
Gotcha.
So by the time I finally weaseled my way onto a team. That took a while, but that was by that time it was the post extinction level event of the patch.
1.05.
So I only really got to. I was never part of the prime competitive days, but I would follow the ladder, and back then, the top team was at one point it was Nitro's team. Nitro was people think of him as a camper because he totally did. But before then, again, camping was not the point. And, he was running around fucking people up.
Yeah.
And he used to play with a player who I thought was really good and who I studied quite a bit. His name was Ace Rules 15. So he was their slayer. He was really good. And they were at the top of the ladder at one point, but that's because they were very active. Whereas a team like Exciter's team, it was in the top 3, but they were less active, but they had a top spot because they beat everybody, including the top teams. They were actually undefeated. And Exciter and Butter were really good. And Triple Rec used to be good. It wasn't on the same level as those guys. I have no idea how Bioshock played with them. That remains a mystery to me. Bioshock wasn't a bad player, but he wasn't on their level.
Yeah,
and I never asked him. I never asked him how he got on that team. But I can't say Bio was a good team leader. I will say.
Yeah, I mean, based on what I can't remember if Chris mentioned it, but Dai for sure mentioned. Actually, I think Chris did. I think they both said that
Yeah,
like
Chris did.
bio was a big part of like coming up with all the strategies for Get Positive, and like also just like being friends with
It's IGL
people.
in general. Yeah.
Yeah, being friends with people like Triple Rec and other people. And sometimes it just there's some people who are definitely just on teams because they're buddies with someone, um, which yeah, being a good IGL, being a good strategist, being available to play matches and um, that
Bio is
helps with it.
interesting. One of the most toxic. To my money, the worst person in the community by far. Nobody
Wow,
beats that
even
guy.
worse than Fab. Dang.
Well, yeah, it's not.
Even worse than real champion.
There's yeah, for sure. But his gun skill wasn't very good. But it's not until I got to play with him that I realized his value was that he was a good team leader.
Mhm.
And it's like it's one thing to be a good team leader when games are going your way, but when things were hard and we had to make a comeback, he was good at planning comebacks
Hell yeah,
from tough games.
super
That's
underrated skill. Yeah,
that's an unsung skill. Um,
absolutely.
anyways, by the time I joined Team X, the like I said, the patch came out that half the health and most of the players left. And by that point, Team X was at the top of the ladder. But it was maybe like 100 teams, and like it was kind of like Uncharted 4, where like a lot of teams were disbanding and reforming, because there were just a lot of
Yeah.
stragglers.
Mm-hmm.
And what was nice about Game Battles was it was all objective, right? It wasn't team deathmatch. So
Yeah.
I think if you play team deathmatch games only and exclusively, you can become good, but
Can
to
only be so
become
good.
great,
Yeah.
you can become good because they teach you not to lose. Team deathmatch teaches you not to lose, and you can become good at that. But to be great, you have to play to win,
Yeah.
and you can only get that from team objective. And even after you play team objective, I think even your team deathmatch game becomes that much better.
Yeah. I think like the
And
value, like a good thing about TDM is that because of the pace, because it's slow down, you get to like stop and think, and you get to pay attention to the spawn behavior. You get to
Yeah.
observe like where teams are pushing and what kind of pushes are effective, and it's like I'm a
It's like
musician, like I play piano, and so like you start playing scales and you do things slowly. You just like learn what the notes are, how to position your hands or
yeah.
whatever. And then once you really get fluid with it, then you can do it at like the pace that you need, at the tempo you need to. So I think
It's like
like
training wheels for
yeah,
actual comp.
yeah. You hear that,
right, it's
people?
just another.
Practice OBJ.
Yeah.
It's just another way to express your skill as a team.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. And it requires so much more teamwork. OBJ
Yeah.
does than TDM.
Mhm.
So it was fun, and situational awareness wasn't banned, so that was always interesting.
Yeah.
Oof.
And I got to kind of develop as a player. Uh, I think players are fully baked and develop when they get to play with a team consistently. They play objective, so they learn to play to win, and they have good gun skill and good Uncharted 2 craft, as Dai would say. Those
Mhm.
three things, different people go, take different times to kind of get those things.
Mhm.
Um, but I was kind of lucky that, even though I was late to the scene compared to a lot of what we call the community now, I got that stuff early, like in those very early. Well, it was late 2010 and very early 2011.
Mhm.
No, it was earlier than that. No, 2010. Yeah, in the 2010s. In the 2010s.
Yeah.
So I got to play Team Objective, got to play with Team X for a bit, and I was lacking the gun skill. I wasn't as good as I was later on.
Mhm.
But those three things just put you head and shoulders above everybody else who's like, running double negatives.
Yep. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so the post extinction happens, and then eventually Team X members just stop playing less and less, and suddenly I'm just kind of on my own, and I'm taking breaks from the game as well because again everybody just left that I knew,
Yeah.
and also this is like the time where like Modern Warfare 2 is out. Like there were other cool shit going on,
Yeah.
But I would always come back because this game has had a real unique identity of, third person arena shooter with a lot of verticality. And eventually, again, just because I had a reputation, somehow when I come back, Mario Madness gets a hold of me. And he's pitching me like, hey, at this point, I think CJ took a break, but he's like, Mario says, I asked CJ who he thought the best players were, and he said it was a tie between you and Triple. And I never got to play with Triple Rec. I only got to play against them.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of thought that was interesting for CJ to say because I didn't mention, but at some point, I did a 3v3 against Triple and Bio, and like Butter. Blah Racer was a friend of mine, and he ran into Triple and Bio on public matchmaking, and there was a lot of shit talking going on. And Blah was like, "Hey, I challenged him to a 3v3 against some guys. Can we play them?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Who are we playing?" So I joined his lobby, and it's Triple Bio and him in the lobby. And I go, "Hell yeah!" So I haven't had my revenge since Favolas.
Right.
This is awesome.
Bad signal.
And he
bad
says,
signal.
"Hey, who?" And he says, it's a 3v3. We need a third. Who do you got?" And I was like, "Let me see who's on." And another great solid pick, Chemical X3 is on.
Yeah,
so I was just
my
like,
goat.
bringing Chemical, my goat. And now we're waiting on their third, and I don't know who it is. Right? I'm like, who is it? Stark, Corgon? Who do you got? Who do you got?
Yeah.
And then like Butter joined, and I'm just like, oh shit,
Your idol.
oh shit. And the thing is, like Butter was like a level 30 at this point, and we're all like level 50s, right?
Huh.
And Blah was just like a level 30, and I'm just like, yeah, don't let that fool you. So I think in that match, it was a 3v3 death match on Ice Cave, and I think Bio had like 4 kills, and then Triple had like maybe 7. And Butter had like, I want to say it was either 23 or 33, one of those.
What the fuck?
Either way.
Yeah,
That's insane.
it doesn't really matter. But the point is, like, I just remember leaving that match, and it was just fucking quiet.
Yeah. And that's when I found out there are levels to this shit.
and it's just like, yeah, we couldn't do anything.
That's insane.
Do you
It was insane.
Do you remember how like any of you guys did? Like, was it just like basically Buddha carrying, or was it just like the team domination thing, and Buddha just did the bulk of the work?
It did kind of feel like they were letting him shine. Like it felt like they knew what he could do, and they supported him.
Yeah,
and that was kind of my personal grudge against Bio, because he was like the number 1 greatest shit talker ever. And it's just like, bro, like,
he's
you
the
get
support guy.
carried, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, why are you talking all this shit?
Like, I'm sorry, I don't know if you're like really good friends with lefties, Naruto. Like we talk a little bit of shit about him on the podcast, like nothing personal, but it's kind of crazy. I just imagine like lefties talking people while he's at the bottom of the leaderboard on Gears.
Well, that is what happened. I don't know what it is, but the worst players shit talk the most. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. That's just
real champion, like literally, bro.
Oh my god,
because they're insecure. It's because they're insecure.
I think so. Yeah. I think it's a defense mechanism, right? Because when you're the worst, it's easy to point the blame.
Yeah.
So they end up they have to bark back somehow.
Also, no
Yep.
one's advocating for you. You gotta defend
You
yourself.
gotta
You gotta, yeah.
exactly,
You have to insist on how good
exactly.
you are. Yeah, crazy.
So anyway, Butter was amazing, and I think that was post extinction event. That was just like a random ass grudge match,
I like how we're
and
just just
I
calling it
never
extinction.
really I never really got to play them, and I only know that Lamabit was really good from Die, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, Lamabit was also a very good player, and anyways, Mario Madness gets a hold of me. He says, CJ says you and Triple are like really good. And I wasn't gonna tell him about exciting like, but I'm not gonna step on my own reputation, especially when I don't have a team, right? So I'm
Yeah.
just like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm the
that's me. That's
champ.
me.
You
I
got
the
that
champ.
right. Exactly. And he's trying to convince me to play against Triple and Bio, and I'm just sitting there like, bro, like those guys are good, like, they're kicking my ass and all this and that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure, they kick everybody's ass. And he's pitching me like, no, like I've actually beaten them. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up. And he shares some screenshots with me of when he played him with Maku.
Oh,
And
the 2v2s?
yeah, and 2v2s. And I'm like, oh
Mm.
shit. Like you're not fucking lying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, like, and I don't see Bada or Exciter on there, so I'm just like, this is cool. Like, it's we can do this. So we just start kind of scrimming it, and so here's what happens. So he wants me to play, and it's like, great, let's play them. And essentially, what I learned is that after GameBattles died, a lot of teams are just doing now team deathmatch, right?
Yeah.
So what happened was, Get Positive is like this combination of all the stragglers after the post extinction remake. Like Nitro, Lock, and those guys they were in a different team.
Mm-hmm.
But
BC
again, because
Bunny,
of
I think, was on
attrition,
a different GB team as well.
that's right. So because of attrition, all those like stragglers from the GameBattles days made one team, and that was Get Positive.
Damn.
And everybody else was just like a random that from public matchmaking that just kind of found their way on, wanted to make a scene.
Yeah.
Or keep it going. So, it was people that had experience playing competitive from top teams, but mind you,
Yeah.
against people who like this is like their first multiplayer, bro. Against kids, like Get Positive was like, for the most part, older than all the people they were playing against.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a team of big brothers against against like just teams of little brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would say like basically, I'm gonna say like everyone who's playing competitively right now for Uncharted 2 still was like maybe junior high school at the time, like 10 to like 13 years old, pretty much. Some people
I was
younger. I think
13 then.
Yeah, I think like I don't know how old Jose King is exactly, but he must have been like 8 or 9 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
There's so many people, and that's also something I learned about like people like well, a lot of people who like were around in 2011 and then like got good seemingly randomly, like in like 2015, like late 2010s or whatever. Is that a lot of them were just like kids and they were finally like growing up and their brains were developing and they got pretty good.
Yeah, and our coordination got better.
Yep. Yeah.
That's true. So I think it's doable. And I think I forget exactly the order of events, but he's pitching me this and it's like, we want to play Get Positive. Can you do it? So he shares me those screenshots and I go, okay, I guess I can do it. And then he goes, great, we have a match against them in 15 minutes. And I was like, what? What the fuck? And I forget whether it was the 5v5s that everybody. What's so funny is that on my RB account, all the cinemas I have are the ones that like everybody somehow got and that are uploaded, so it was kind of fucking pointless.
Okay.
But it's it's my matches. It's those matches
Yeah.
that are on YouTube, and I forget whether we did the 2v2 first or the 5v5.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, I want to say it was the 5v5s, but I think what happened was we did a set of 5v5s, and I think we lost a set, but one of them was on Trainwreck where Mario destroyed them. He got like 20 plus kills.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped the 20 bomb on them, right? And everybody's like, holy shit, like, I can't believe you did that. Like, yes, you were playing really good, but they were kind of also playing bad. But of course, Triple and I are pissed that happens. They're fucking pissed. And they shit talk each other, and Mario parlays that into a 2v2. And then he goes, okay, we lost a set, but because I did so good, they're fucking pissed. I told them that they wouldn't win in an actual 2v2, and they said yes. So I want you to be part of it. And I was just like, I'm like, 2v2, those are kind of cringe, and they're kind of lame. And 2v2s can be tricky.
Yeah.
Because on GameBattles, me and Cross did a 2v2 against Lock-On and Nitro.
Oh shit.
And it was team deathmatch on Village, and we got owned. So it was GameBattles, so you could use situational awareness, which they used. And fun fact, they were high school friends, and when they did GameBattles, they would play at each other's house and have their TVs next to each other. So those guys had insane chemistry.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was hard to beat. The word chemistry is very loaded there. So I thought, Cross was a good, smart player. Mario, from what I gathered, was mechanically good, but not the brightest bulb. So I was a little scared. But I really wanted my revenge, and I thought, in a 2v2, it's a little more controlled because I can at least bait you,
Yeah.
Mario's so much pressure that it's bound to drop both of them. Like, I was pretty confident about that. So I said yes, and we won that 2v2 pretty comfortably. And after that, because I think there was a plan to do multiple 2v2s, like kind of do a set out of 3. But Mario had the idea of like, we'll do a 2v2, we won, and now we're gonna back out and not give him a rematch. So we did that. And then Mario was like, no rematch. If you want a rematch, you're gonna have to do a 5v5 again.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
So that's when we did those 5v5s, and we actually fucking won those. So that was a nice turnaround from losing to winning against those guys. So that was kind of fun.
Of those 5v5s, do you remember like the map score, the map totals, like what maps you played? Like, do you remember the specifics? Besides like what's obviously on YouTube.
No, the only one that was missing from YouTube from the last set was on Temple, where we lost.
Okay, so it was a best of 3.
Yeah, it was best of 3.
Did you guys get cooked, or was it close? Do you remember?
I think it was close.
Okay.
So, that's right. I remembered. So we won that, and then after we beat them, we had another rematch, and then we lost that one, unfortunately. And then after that, we won another rematch, but they wouldn't give it to us, and I was kind of confused. And then that's when they explained to me that's the system that existed. So after GameBattles died, Get Positive ran this like unofficial ladder where a lot of teams played against each other, and like the top teams would get a chance to like play them on a weekend.
That's crazy, man.
And
it's so corny.
And it's so corny, but
it's crazy to have that much aura, though.
Yeah.
But also GameBattles died,
Yeah.
And it turns out, from what I understood, the lore around it was in the beginning, Get Positive would challenge teams to like team objective, like just like GameBattles rule set,
Mm-hmm.
and people locked super hard. Like people got cooked.
Yeah.
So people whined and they said, "Well, this is bullshit. We don't practice this. Nobody plays this. We should do team deathmatch."
Mm.
So Get Positive was like, "Fine. Like it's not fun that we're cooking everybody so hard." So they accepted, and they still cooked people so hard.
Yeah.
So then people said, "You got to take off power weapons because that's the only reason you guys win." So then they took power weapons, and people kept losing.
Yeah.
And then people then started challenging to 2v2s and 1v1s. So that's how we got there, right? Like it's called the TDM meta, but it's actually, or the TDM era, but it's really the crybaby era
Yeah.
of Uncharted.
And it was all centered around Get Positive. That's pretty fucking wild.
Get Positive wanted team objective, but
Yeah, but that was
everybody
like a
yeah,
responsive,
wouldn't
but
motivated.
handle
Yeah.
But it mainly happened because they would cook everybody in OBJ. That
pretty much.
just because of this one team and a whole era of it, literally a whole decade almost of Uncharted was just TDM only. Just because of this one team was so fucking good at OBJ that nobody wanted to play it. That's wild. That blows my mind.
That's right. And again, you can get good from playing TDM, right? But it teaches you
can only
not
get
to
so
lose.
good. Yeah.
It teaches you not to lose, to play to win, to be great. You need to do team objective.
No, I totally agree.
So
Yeah, see,
that's what happened.
TDT are
So-
good, but I don't remember anyone asking to switch game modes.
Damn.
So
A joke.
where was I? Oh yeah, so that ladder's happening, and like I just came at a time at a fluke where like Get Positive was just doing matches, and the Grudge, just that kind of string of events meant I got to play them for a good little moment there. But after that, after we lost, that's the set after the one that we won that is on YouTube. Then we went back into the pool of teams to play against each other. We played Outcast, UB, Ox, and those guys. And
this is still with PWA, right?
yeah,
Mario?
this PWA, and it was awful, dude. Like that's when I got to see more of Mario, and like he could single-handedly lose you games by going like 5-25. I'm not even kidding. Because his idea was like, if I keep doing this, eventually I'll get so good that like I'll drop 20 bombs every game no matter what. Like that was his actual mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would be arguing with Quick One all the time. Like Quick One would be like, "Don't do this, don't push." And then he would do it anyways. And then somebody would back him up because it's like, hey, this guy keeps pushing, throwing themselves out there. Like somebody's got to back him up. And then somebody would. And then Quick One would be like, no, you're just encouraging it if you back him up. And then you're like, well, what the fuck are you supposed to do here?
Yeah.
So the guy was just, again, amazing gun skill, but just an unbelievable, arrogant clown. Like super toxic.
Damn.
Although I think, even though on a personality level I didn't like him, I think from a play style in a 2v2 I complimented him well.
Yeah.
But
he definitely,
he,
having the right people around him and like vice versa, like Quick One or Favre having, better fit teammates probably would have helped both.
Yeah, but he didn't want to adjust, so it's on him at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mario had a lot of respect for me because CJ had a lot of respect for me, and we got some few wins. And I used to play with CJ back in the day, and I wanted to do competitive stuff, and he was never into it. He never wanted to do customs. And it was kind of weird coming back and seeing how he kind of did get involved, and he was kind of like a free agent / mercenary.
Yeah. Gun for hire.
He would just play with, he would play with Get Positive. It doesn't matter. He would just kind of do stuff, and it's just like, fuck, now you do it, when I'm not around. But everybody respected CJ because he was a fucking beast.
Yeah.
And one day Mario's just telling me like, we could do better if you had better gun skill. And I was already decent. I could definitely get better, right?
Yeah.
And
It wouldn't hurt.
Mario pitched me the idea of like he would just do 1v1s against me until I was really good. And I was like kind of offended. I'm like, I don't think I'm that bad. So I was like, all right, let's do 1v1 to see how bad I am. And he fucking cooked me. So now I'm pissed, and I'm just like, you know what? You're right, Mario. Let's just keep doing this until I get better. And shout out. I kept doing those for like 2 weeks, 8 hours a day. Come home from school, get on, just do nothing but 1v1s against the guy.
That's great.
And and it fucking worked. Slowly but surely, because he was such a bunny hopper, and he plays like a lot of the current players do, jumping and throwing grenades and all that stuff.
Yep.
And eventually, I pushed my sensitivity to level 10 to the highest, and I started trading games with him. We were kind of even at the end. Well, not kind of even. We were even. We were finally going back and forth.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, hell yeah! Like this is a new NarutoDoom. Like I feel really good. And then we kept doing other scrims. So after 2 weeks of doing nothing but doing that hyperbaric chamber, we started doing other scrims, and like now I'm doing really good.
Yeah.
Like we would split up the teams, and if I would like whatever side I was on, like we would win those. Like I've always had that ability to play to win, and without having to like argue with people, I could make more of a. I could take up the role of in-game leader, right? I didn't have to, I don't have to argue with Quick One or Mario or whatever. Yeah. And we just started having a lot of success, and it just kind of, I just had a thought of like, I still want to beat Triple and Bio, and I don't think I can do that with you, buddy. Thanks for the fucking training, but I'm gonna call it quits here.
Backstabber. No, I'm kidding.
No, but I left the team, and I thought maybe I could find a better one. Right. And lefties at that point, lefties and Mario Madness were good friends.
Yeah.
And lefties approaches me and he says, we could make a team. I have a friend that's coming. He used to play this game a lot, and he was really good, and he's coming back. It's Captain Karma. And I was just like, oh shit! Like Captain Karma is somebody from the GameBattles day. Like he was like one of the few GameBattles straggler that didn't join Get Positive.
Right.
So I was just like, okay, he's a solid pick. Like we could use him. And then lefties also got Smosh DC.
Yeah, my goat.
Oh yeah.
Smosh used to play with UV, but UV always had problems because they were like a really bloated team, and a lot of people caught feelings for being bench players. Yeah. Essentially.
Yeah.
So we got Smosh. So we got Smosh, then we got Chemical, my goat. And then Smosh brought in Ty-Smack.
Oh shit.
And then I think Ty-Smack brought in Freddy.
Fucking
and then I brought Halo Expert and Alex, I think.
Hell yeah.
Alex DTK all day.
Really an all-star team.
So and that team, it's funny. So here's where the misinformation happens.
Uh-huh.
That pure team wasn't good. Like that's all I could like scrape for. Like those would have not been my picks. That team was super awkward.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is that Freddy and Ty-Smack, great slayers.
Yeah.
But back then, neither of them used a mic.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
I didn't know
so
yeah, I know.
So the thing is, especially in those OMG matches, right? Like in that big 2K tournament against the OMG, that there was a lot of drama. The idea was like, oh, in these first few matches, we'll let the B tier team play, so people don't get feelings. And the
Right.
beer team, the B team, the B tier team, had both Freddie and Tice in it because they both didn't have mics.
Wow.
Damn.
Because if you're gonna be playing at a higher level, you need people with mics.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, Captain Karma was coming back. He was rusty, so he would play the anchor, but he had a mic and anchoring, so he didn't talk much.
Hmm.
Then you have Tyson Freddy who don't talk. So if you played with those three, and then you have me and Alex, that means me and Alex have to purposefully be the people at the very front, baiting the other team,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then be at different ends of the map and call them out for Freddy and Tyson Karma to like finish them off.
Mm-hmm.
So we would just push forward. We would split the map, push forward, and call it out. And it was just me and Alex talking for the most part.
Yeah.
Like that's it. It's just me and Alex talking. Nobody else. And that worked fine against bad teams. But against like better teams and especially good positive, like that was just not gonna fly
Yeah.
at all. Like
Damn.
you can't play Trainwreck with only two people talking.
Of course not.
Yeah.
I mean, any map, it's feeling it's pretty hard to play
That's
with only two
right.
people talking.
So
Yeah.
Except maybe four.
so that was the idea. So the so that those so that first match against OMG and that tournament, it's like we'll let the B tier team play, but there was a lot of drama against Lag and all this other stuff,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and Alex is like, oh, you guys, I convinced them to do a rematch, but this time you should play. And I was like, well, if we're gonna play, let's actually use our top roster. And our top roster may include Freddy or Tice, but only one of them, not both.
Huh.
Damn.
And he swore up and down like, no, 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 like we want revenge. I'm telling you, they're not good. Like he swore up at me and like I'm telling you, like we can do this with both Freddie and Tyson. Just you, me talking. Like
That's
they're not good. Like he fucking and I didn't want to take risk, right? I'm just like, well, it's not like you guys are bad, so let's just not risk it. Alex just put his foot down. He's like, you trust me, they're not good. And I was like, okay, fine.
re- respect
So we
Alex for
decided to
that.
play them.
Or
We played with Tyson Freddy, and again, it's just me and him talking, and
Well, Chemical was
it
there too, right?
wasn't even
Was Chem talking?
um if Ken was part of it, yeah, thank God,
yeah.
thank God.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if he
What?
was anchoring, the thing is that third person, because Tyson Freddy were not anchors, they were slayers.
Mm-hmm.
So if that third mic would be anchoring and
Right.
for spawn control purposes, and he just wouldn't get to talk much. So that's the only issue.
Yeah.
Makes
It's
sense.
just me and Alex talking, and honestly, it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Like just push out there, communicate, bait them out, stay alive as long as possible, and then just let Freddy and Tice clean up.
Yeah. That's
So that
actually so crazy because I knew that Tice didn't use his mic like early on. I know by because he played or I played with him in a tournament. And well, anytime I ran into him in like customs, playing against him, with him in public matches or anything, never had a mic. His team had a mic or whatever. And then finally, when I teamed with him and Freddie and Glory and Philster in a tournament like shortly after Uncharted 3's released, and Tice was using a mic. And then he came back for like an event we teamed again in Monsters 2012 Legends tournament, and Tice had a mic in that or whatever. And he like didn't call out much, but I like based on that because he was using a mic at those times. I imagine my understanding of it was just like he doesn't usually use a mic, but he has one, and like I assumed for important matches he would. For tournament matches, he's gonna put on the mic or whatever. So that's actually insane.
Yeah,
Like
they all beat OMG with two people not
yeah, because
talking
I
at
was
all.
so sure that Tyson must have been using a mic because like y'all like synergized so well, and it was such a like
Yeah.
clinical fucking 3-0 sweep. So that's insane to hear. That that's wild.
So the thing is, it's like I like I said, like it takes a lot of time for players to develop. So by the time we played, like I got to play in a team, play to win,
Yeah.
play team objective, had good gun skill, could communicate, all the things.
Hmm.
And everybody who's in the community just unfortunately didn't have that.
Hmm.
And Freddie and at least on my team, Freddie and Tice, they had pretty good gun skill. Um, Alex Alex was good, but he wasn't Freddie Tice good.
Yeah.
But he could communicate. Like they were, it wasn't like playing with like Team Max or some of those older teams. But to be fair, the competition wasn't also strong.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So there was a lot of, in a way, like back then it wasn't really competitive, but there was just a lot of parity.
Yeah.
Between teams because for whatever reason, a lot of the good players didn't have mics.
Yeah.
Like
CJ,
Ice Smack,
Tice, Freddy, Ice Cold Boxing.
Freddie,
Yeah.
CJ, um, JMVP24, another great.
Hell yeah.
Maku X, drop that LL. Like so many of the best players just wouldn't fucking talk. And a lot of the teams also came to the conclusion that like you can't stack a team with those players. You're gonna get cooked because communication is important.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is like these players kind of scattered. Like it was almost like in sports where there's draft picks. Like there was parity because of that. Because for whatever reason, all the good players didn't have mics. You couldn't stack them into one super team.
Yeah.
So they were just kind of scattered everywhere. And looking back, I think that's why it was kind of fun back then. Because there wasn't just one crazy ass team.
Yeah.
Wasn't get positive that.
They were, but again, it's not like you would lose a gunfight to them.
Yeah.
Like they were all about team shooting, coordinating, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
The
I
the
think.
only standout players there were like strong in one-on-one gunfights were Triple and Die.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes
That's
sense.
actually. I think that also contextualizes or like kind of shines a light on why OMG were so special at the time because all five of them had mics and they were really good at communicating. So even if they're like a dozen players who can outgun them, like I think you could say like Freddy like handedly outguns anyone on the team. It was the fact that they were a team. They had five mics in every match.
Yeah.
They kept the core five like very consistent. There was rarely anyone getting subbed in or out, and there.
No, so what's funny about that OMG is like, maybe had I played and beaten those guys, there might not be an OMG because back then, again, some of the misinformation that's out there is again in those early days of Uncharted, people look at like Sergio Pro and say he's the best player, and they look back. I don't think wrongly. It's like, well, look at the success they've had on Uncharted 3. They were, and look at the success they've had on Uncharted 2. They were always like this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, Sergio Pro was not their best player at all. Like Sergio Pro was decent, but he wasn't great.
Would you say it was
Their
Carrie?
best player, absolutely, their
Yep,
fucking best player was Kerry Bunker,
hundred
and
percent, 100% agree, 100%.
great gun skill, really smart guy. In fact, what I give a lot of props to Kerry because he was known in the community because he was the only person that was known by Get Positive they Get Positive asked him to join their team,
Wow.
and
Damn.
he played with them for a bit, but he declined, and he said he's going to invest in his boys and build something.
Damn. I did not know that.
And
That's wild.
and he fucking did it. But had I maybe played and beaten them, maybe he would have,
Yeah.
changed his mind and joined Get Positive.
I've always thought that, like, if OMG lost that first tournament, like, they might not have been like the legends that they ended up being. They may have just like quit or disbanded or not even tried the second tournament, you know?
Holy
It's crazy.
shit.
So a little bit of lore that you guys didn't talk about was so again, so at the same time that tournament is happening, Get Positive ran an unofficial ladder.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the teams cared more about the unofficial ladder to get their revenge on Triple and Bio than the
Yeah.
actual tournament.
Yeah.
And especially since Get Positive wasn't part of the tournament, it was just like, well, it's a fun community event. We could support it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's
And
crazy. So people were memeing with the random ass bandolier and from the hip and shit.
yeah, like
Oh,
people were just, it was just it was seen as a fun community event, right?
yeah.
Like had Get Positive been part of it,
That's
like
crazy.
it would have been super sweaty, like
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Damn.
Do you know why they weren't a part of it, real quick?
They just played a lot more infrequently. But this is
Yeah.
part that's not known is, so for the most part, people care about the ladder. Playing against the top teams. The top teams at the time were Ox and UB and Pure.
Mm-hmm.
And then those were the tier 2 teams. The tier 1 team is obviously Get Positive, and the tier 3 teams are like your OMGs, your tactical campers, your Fear Knights team. I forget their
MBG minus making bitches
whatever
go
it was.
meg.
Was
That's
where would you place Pro in that? Were they like tier 2?
Pro was not very active at that moment, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were, they would probably tier 3. I mean, Ox and UB were definite tier 2.
Yeah.
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 So the thing is, so here's the thing about Pro. A lot of people again look at like the European Pro of Uncharted 3 and think they existed in Uncharted 2, and that's not true. Like the Uncharted 2 Pro was very weak because a lot of the good European players played in the American teams,
Mm-hmm.
but those European players got treated badly because of language barrier and time difference.
Yeah.
They would get to be in UB or those top tier teams, but they would be bench players.
Yeah.
So like Matt Yoidy was great, but like and he was in UB, but he would get to scrim, but never really be in the starting 5. He was like a substitute.
Yeah.
Same thing with
What
who
March?
like, else was really good?
I know
Exaden 666.
Yeah, I know
Another great European
Marchino.
player.
Like
Yeah.
he played with, I think, on the GB team with Dai and Tyson and them.
God's breath,
Yeah.
not GameBattles, but yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. God's breath. It was.
Croatia Checker was like always in a bad team, so he never really stood out, and he was again like played for some American team. I think maybe Tactical Campers, but again, he was like a bench player.
Yeah, Croatia played with TC. He was in pro for Uncharted 2, like back in the. I think it was like later. I think
Right.
like around the time of the big crew tournaments, like forming.
Got it.
But yeah, he was on TC.
Yeah.
He was.
So I think it was smart for the Europeans to eventually make their own team, but back then, in that time, pro wasn't. Again, the best players were just kind of scattered, and were kind of unseen.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so there's these tiers of teams in the unofficial ladder, and then some of them join the Big Two Crew tournament. Some of them don't. And again, the system we had was the top teams report the results. I think it was to Bio, and Bio like would say based on the results who gets to play Get Positive.
That's crazy.
So after that first Big Two Crew tournament ends, Get Positive decides to have an exhibition match with OMG, right? And pretty much it was as uneventful as you think it would be. Get Positive gets a pretty. They coast right along and just kind of bang them out. Yeah. So
We had no idea that those two teams ever played against each other. We thought they didn't.
yeah,
Yeah.
So that's wild.
yeah. Only after the first tournament. So after
Yeah.
the
Why
first
is this
tournament,
shit on YouTube? What the fuck?
I,
God, Triple's literally a content creator, and the man never fucking uploaded anything.
yeah.
Hell.
I do wonder if Bio has still saved screenshots. He probably does. And
Are you in contact with
yeah.
him at
So
all?
what is it?
Are you in contact with Bio at all?
No, I'm not.
I
Maybe.
I'm still friends with Bio on PSN. I fucking
Oh, what the fuck?
I DM'd him like a month or so ago, maybe like 3 months ago. I don't know, asking him to come on the pod, but he never responded. Fucking dick.
What a bitch. He's scared. He's scared.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, he still gets online and plays though. Like I see him on often.
Hmm.
So, anyways, that's what the scene was like back then. It was always just this weird. Like I said, it wasn't. Maybe it was competitive, but there was just parity because you couldn't have super stacked teams, and a lot of the players were not developed. Right, like maybe their gun skill wasn't there. They didn't communicate very well, and they didn't know how to play to win because everybody got used to team deathmatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody was just kind of doing one of those things, and very few players were kind of developed or a lot further.
Mm-hmm.
And those that were tended to be older, and they were all fucking and get positive anyway.
Yeah.
Which was really really annoying. and that's what it and that's just what happened then. And that's why I think Uncharted 3 is remembered a little more fondly by the community, because by that point a lot of people grew up and they've played so much Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3 that their gun skill was up, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had
team
their time to
objective was
shine.
more of the norm. So
Mhm.
people were now fully baked,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's when you're fully baked and you're playing, it's just a much better experience.
And there
Yeah.
wasn't like a really oppressive team like Get Positive in Uncharted 3, at least not for the same long of a reign
Yeah.
as they were
Right.
in Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 3 didn't have like awkward meta changes with like 1.05 and like half your
That
friends
too.
ditching the game.
Right.
That too.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So
Had full fragnation support for however long.
yeah. I
But
have
people forget how. So I just want to. Last thing I want to mention about those days is people forget how good Get Positive was.
Mhm.
Because I see people. Again, you can't take what OMG did, because eventually they got fully baked and they were there, right? Like
Yeah.
the OMG that played in 20 against TDT is way different OMG than the one that played in 2011.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like early 20, because I want to say like
Right.
you mentioned like Carriaker, and I think this is this is like 100% true, and like I think Alex at the time was like telling me the same thing. Like he like beating OMG in his mind was like figuring out how to like his biggest concern was Carriaker. Like Sergio Bros, whatever, like a lagger, you like whatever, make stupid decisions like this
Sergio
and that, and
Pro,
obviously,
before Sergio Pro was good, he was just like a person that overextended himself, kind of like like just an aggressive player that like spams nades and like
hmm
you can just pick him. It's just like, what are you doing here, bro? Like,
you're not supposed to be here.
especially with
Go
like
away.
especially with like half health, it's just like
Yeah.
what you know. He
Yeah.
would be somebody where you're just like like you had this sense of like you're not listening to Carrie when you played against Sergio. It was just like, bro, just get in your lane.
Yeah.
But
He's going on his own side
Carrie was
quest.
smart, and he was scared. Like Carrie was ham back in the day. He was,
hmm
and again, like huge kudos for that guy for sticking by his boys instead of taking the easy route and joining Get Positive.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
for sure. Yeah, and
Can't even imagine carry on and Get Positive.
that would be
Crazy
insane.
thought.
Yeah. So, but I wanted to say, like, I think, especially in the second Big Two Crew tournament, like Sergio Pro, I don't want to like discredit like how like insane his movement was and how good his spawn awareness was, and like he really took advantage of the power weapons and yeah, overextending, but he did it. He wasn't as reckless, I want to say, as like Mario Madness. He wasn't really giving away kills in the same way. Like he was smart when he rushed, but like Carry, in my opinion, basically everything before the second Big Two tournament was like Carry Iker is the fucking man on OMG, and I think as like Uncharted 3 dropped and like Carry like started playing less or whatever, or he was like at his peak and plateauing, I think Sergio Pro was still like on the rise. So I think there's like this, people see Sergio Pro
Mhm.
and think that he's like levels above Carry, because as he was peaking, Carry was just like he'd already done it, he had already been there. And he's moving on to Uncharted 3 where like Sergio Pro, he has this very nice coincidence, um where again he was insanely fucking good, but he reached his absolute peak at like the perfect time where 2 tournaments are dropping, all the videos are going on YouTube, and he has a great team, a great supporting cast around him. He has, again, yeah, a full team, 5 mics calling out for him, and something that I've that like RaNDiM and I have talked about before, maybe on the podcast, but definitely like privately, is that a lot of the perception of like how good or bad a player is actually has a lot to do with how well they were supported by their team. And they're like really good players, like people who didn't play against Mario don't know how fucking cracked he was in gunfights,
Right.
because you know he wasn't playing like, and this is also his fault based on a lot of what we've talked about, but like he didn't have,
Stubbornness, yeah.
yeah, he was stubborn. The team wasn't a team around him, and so a lot of overextensions are really punished by good teams that are working together, that are team shooting. um and there are players who are not as good in gunfights as Mario, and like, yeah, just on a skill level are worse, but they perform much better because there's a group of guys playing around them, and they're really cohesive. And yeah, like a player like Tice or Freddy or Mario or Sergio, like they benefit so much from having good cover fire, from having people anchor spawns, from people team shooting with them, and yeah, even for people who are like considered really good anchors, like they benefit a lot from having someone like a Mario or Tice or whoever to bait out players and to make their lives easier. Team shoot with those people, they draw so much attention, they apply pressure on the other team to help like break their setups. So there's this really important synergy that great teams find between really like players who are really great at providing that cover fire and people who are really good at pushing and applying pressure in a smart way and like working with the team as they do it. And so yeah, I think that when you look at how great Sergio was, I think you can't forget about um, how much of a team effort that was, and everything that Carey did to bring that team together, and IGL, and yeah. So that's
Yeah, you definitely can't deny how great Sergio was, and he's got a performance to prove it. But Kerry Eaker is, I think, a very unsung, and he was really good. And to your point, I you know, I was somebody that wasn't very flashy. I because I knew that a lot of my team didn't play to win. I always thought it was very important for them to have power weapons
yeah.
because it's hard to justify standing behind cover or a wall when you have a hammer in your hands.
Yeah.
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 And suddenly people have this incentive to be more proactive, to look more at the battlefield, to push a little more. Um, so it was always that's something I always played around a lot, was making sure that keeping morale up and making sure my team could keep up and wasn't just afraid.
Hmm.
Was just like give power weapons to everybody, just lock it down.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually. Oh my god! I have so many. I already have like 3 I have 3 questions that I wrote down like while you were talking. Where do I start? First of all, this might be a I'm deciding which one I want to go with first. I guess since you mentioned it, you said the first one. You said that some teams like signed up for the Big Two Crew tournaments and others didn't, like just depending on how much they care and how seriously they took it or whatever. Besides Get Positive, is there any teams that come to mind, like notable teams that didn't participate that you can? Because like besides Get Positive, the only thing I can really think of would be like TC or like I can't remember if Sick Plus was active with Straight Rippin' at the time, or if he was TC at the time, or whatever. Yeah, I don't know if anyone comes to mind that you can remember.
Yeah, I don't remember the teams, but Space Ninja, 80s Baby, Criminal, Dark Rebel,
Oh,
Beastin, who else? Deception. There were these other players. Kid Rampage.
yeah,
There were still some other players, part of really good teams that just they didn't come on.
yeah. Didn't
I don't remember I don't remember their names though, the team names.
Random? Didn't someone ask about this team in one of our podcast, like in the comments of something? I'm trying to remember
I don't know.
what was the team? Dark Rebel, 80s Baby. They
Big Ninja.
Space Ninja. I swear someone asked like specifically about this group. I think maybe
Those were the core three. I forget the other two, and then there was the other team with Criminal, Beastin, Deception, and I forget their other two.
someone out there knows the name of this team. Leave it in the comments. You need to.
Hang on.
You're looking.
Is it the match I have on my YouTube? Get Positive verse. I'm drawing a blank on their name right now.
It might be, but I want to say as far as comments, it might have come up in our top 10 teams episode or something. Maybe in the comments there, but
oh no, it's not on my YouTube. I lied. What the fuck? MPQ?
MPQ. Yeah, I think that's the one that I'm
MPQ?
thinking of. Does it ring a bell, or do you?
No, but
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you look at the player roster and they match what I've said, then yeah, it's those guys.
I think
Okay.
that's right.
And I know Dark Rebel was a part of that. I think Mind Playing Tricks was part of that. Doob.
That's Mind Playing Tricks.
Doob. TDA the Joker, I think.
Yeah, TDA the Joker. Juanita Blunt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, the other.
Yeah, there were a few other teams that yeah. Not everybody signed up.
Right.
Unfortunately. And also I remember, I'm a little I know there was drama that first tournament just because this was kind of unfortunate, but that was around the time where a lot of PSN outages were going on. Like people were getting signed out like crazy from the PSN network.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I just kind of remember there was some inconsistencies around like, I think at one point, I think Pure was winning in a temple match and then somebody lagged out and we had to restart, or the team had to restart the match for some reason, like just do a redo. And then when it happened to like our squad, like at the very beginning of the next match, like Daddy Penny's like, this is happening way too much and like we're not going to allow it. And I think that's how that's like I could see both sides, because on the one hand it was just happening way too much, not just in that game but like in multiple games for them, right? Because from the tournament, now that you're the it's one thing, an isolated event, right? Like if you just look at it from our perspective, it's fucked, right?
Yeah.
But from a organizer event, things are just taking way too long.
Yeah.
Because you got to restart so it was like whatever. So our attitude was like, whatever, it's a nice community event. The real stuff is with Get Positive. Who cares? Let it be.
That's crazy. Now, like,
but
people
it's kind of funny
hold these tournaments as law,
But it's funny. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's kind of funny. Like, 20 years later, people are like, but they have a chip on their fucking whatever. And I'm just like, bro, like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're not. I don't. Do they have zero value? Of course not. But it's also like
Yeah.
there. In Uncharted 3, there really was one thing only, which was the Fragnation ladder,
Hmm.
Right.
and then like the tournament, right? Like there wasn't like a parallel thing going on at the same time. It's not like there was a ThuggzBunney tournament plus a Fragnation ladder.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Another question that came up, because this is something that they always come up as like one of the best teams, and I think they're one of the best teams, but it still surprises me, and I think probably surprises RaNDiM a little bit because I don't think he rates them that highly. Do you know like what made Ox so good? Because I don't think any of their players were great, like mechanically or like really gifted in the way that a lot of other players
Oh
were.
no, like we talked. Look, now that it's 20 years, I can speak with a little less ego, and it's like, I definitely was a great player
Yeah.
at that time, and I shone brightly, but that's because I think the player pool was very weak,
Hmm.
right? Like I did get to play with like the best of the best with Exciter and Butter, and I was doo doo.
Yeah.
Um,
You improved from there.
so
Don't be too humble.
I improved, but
That was not your final
something
form.
we talk about how like it's really hard to compare across generations, right?
It
But
is,
there's
yeah.
still some underlying Uncharted 2 code that's pretty similar. And,
Hmm.
one thing that doesn't go away is the fact that it was the bullet sponge meta. And Exciter was getting crazy amounts of headshots like I've never seen. Like that's just a feat on its own.
Yeah.
Like accuracy is still accuracy.
Hmm.
Um and I just haven't seen that since. Anyway,
Yeah.
Ox Ox was good because a lot of those Latin American teams, big on one-on-ones, big on gunfights, and they could just win those gunfights. And they were
Hmm.
very aggressive, and they could beat teams that were smarter. You can't outthink your way out of everything. At some point, you got to point and fucking shoot your gun in a
Of
third-person
course.
shooter.
Wait, you're
Hmm.
saying Ox were
So
super
that
aggressive?
absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely.
Okay, okay.
So
The
the thing
thugs
is, they
always
were
said they were
super aggressive.
campers.
So they were so here's the thing. They were super aggressive,
I know Moko
but the
was.
smarter teams could slow down the game and control power weapons and things like this. So they were slowed down.
Really?
Okay.
But
That's so
but
interesting.
but in a team where if they were successful at controlling spawns, like if they decided to be really aggressive on Plaza and just throw themselves out there, like they could do well.
Hmm.
Wow.
Interesting, because Ox is like, in my mind, the like quintessential like the 2011 like campy TDM team.
Yeah, I think so. Here's the thing. I don't think they were smart,
P2GO.
and I think they would lose to the better teams, and the better teams were good at pulling down sites and camping,
Hmm.
and they emulated that. But that was not their strong. Like they were just copying the better teams, where frankly they should have played more to their own strengths. And
Interesting.
it's only once you got to see them play to their own strengths that you saw like, oh, this team actually has potential. They could be good. Ramstein, Alejandro, Fabulous Star,
Yeah.
Mocosito, those guys. Yeah, if
Quinn
they
Man.
if they played if they played hyper aggressive, they could have a runaway game.
That's so interesting. This is informative because like the like best match I ever saw from Ox was when I'm certain I mentioned this on another podcast.
Yeah, he did multiple podcasts.
Yes, the temple match where they beat Get Positive on a temple game with like bottom control all game. Like they were Get Positive had the power up, they had RPG room, they had catwalk, and they just kept getting fucking fried by fouls. Like they were in like a fucking chokehold in on catwalk. was
Right.
it was like the craziest shit. I'm just like, holy shit! Like Ox is like probably the best game I've ever seen from like bottom control. And you talk about the catwalk not being as important in like 1.04 era, and I don't remember. No, it couldn't have been 1.04 because Get Positive weren't
Yeah, it
properly
couldn't have been.
formed. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's not even that. Yeah. Yeah, but it was just like it was the best like it was the best camping I had seen. Like they weren't just being scared. Like they were controlling the map from bottom. They had like I think Mocasito was like fucking them up from Deagle and just kept like I think he's picking off like Triple and Die. And then they always had one or two people in like top red, top green, and like going back and forth. And again, it was just like three directions of like gunfire on a catwalk fucking them up, and then that was.
I think that just means they unintentionally controlled spawns. So
oh yeah, they were like
in Uncharted,
Get Positive got
in
spawn
Uncharted,
outs on bottom red and bottom green, and then just got like fucking wiped by Hammer.
yeah. So in Uncharted 4, I got to talk to Lock-On. I got to catch up with him,
Mhm.
and he
Recently?
so no in Uncharted 4 when that was actually
okay. So
10
I know
years
you played
ago.
Uncharted 4 recently. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So you guys mentioned how like teams would save matches against Get Positive even if they lost them by like a little bit.
Yep.
So we were the second best team because that's what Triple said we were, and we were fucking hyped about it. We were like,
we're number 2.
so we just ran with it. We're number 2. And I saw Dai talk about how Triple wasn't great. He didn't consider him to be one of the great players.
Yeah.
I'll say this. When Bud and Exciter were around, they drove the championship bus. And Triple and Bio were fucking passengers. Okay? That's just a fact. When they left, and it was Triple and Bio's turn to drive it, credit where credit is due. Triple did drive it.
Yeah.
Sure, it was a worse player pool, but he did it, right?
Yeah.
Like, one thing you can glean despite the meta is if you look at a record like Monsters or Triples, it's like it's hard to it's impossible to argue they weren't good in-game leaders. Yeah. Literally not knowing anything else, right? Like,
yeah,
you can't just be like an idiot savant with that kind of record.
Yeah.
So he was pretty good. And he could have runaway matches. And if his team played around him, he could have really flashy games like Ice Mac or Sergio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did eventually find his new carry and die, but
No, that's not true. No. Dai was not carrying games. It was always them two, and it wasn't uncommon for Triple to be the standout player still.
Gotcha.
Wow. Okay.
I agree. I go with Dai's narrative. He said Triple was getting carried. But yeah, and like all the games we see, it is like a lot of like 2 or 3 people like doing really well, and it's Triple's usually one of them. Like he did assume the role of like a slayer.
A few games that are out there.
Yeah, he's always or almost always doing really well.
It's true that at the end, when Get Positive stopped playing, like Triple was playing a lot less, so he was definitely getting carried more at the end when he was less active. Yeah. That's true. That's very true.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You mentioned Lock-On though. Did you finish that part?
Oh yeah. So once I had Pure, as awkward as it was, we were still. We thought we were the second best team, and Get Positive thought we were the second best team. So
yeah.
And we had a lot of success playing with mic-less players,
Right.
So nonetheless, I knew that wasn't like it's one thing playing other teams with 2 mic-less players, but I knew playing against Get Positive, that was just. So I had to make a decision and see who not to use and who to use. So that was always kind of gut wrenching, Do you go with lefties or Alfred Freddy?
I know who I picked.
So I went with lefties. right?
Damn.
And
Yeah.
we played the last time we got to play Get Positive. We played Temple, Plaza, and Trainwreck, I think.
Uh-huh.
I get
First, we
positive
played
special.
Trainwreck. We win. So that's awesome. We feel good.
Right.
We play Plaza, and we get cooked.
Hmm.
It's typical spawn trap Plaza, right? You're just cooked in one of the bases, and
Yep.
they're hoarding all the power weapons.
Yep.
And I just remember talking to Alex, and it's just like, I think we just got to go out there and just go crazy, just be super hyper aggressive. But there was always this back and forth with them. So, Alex was kind of autonomous, put it that way. And, there was a lot of like, no, I can pick one off. We need more confirmation. Like, there was a lot of going back and forth between me and him. And like, by the time there was very little, but by the time there was just, seconds on the clock, that's when we decided to push like a fuck it. And that's when we started turning things around, of course, but then time runs out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just like, we definitely should have pushed and just gone super hyper aggressive earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mario would have pushed.
then absolutely, absolutely. But then there's Temple, right? And we take over top, and we have a healthy margin margin against them. So we feel great. We think it's kind of over, right? Like we've practiced Temple, we got it down. We got Deagle, we got RPG, we got that top side unlock. And in that first exchange, Halo Expert dies, right? So it's just like, hey, eventually when you spawn, just get your ass up here.
Yeah.
And he spawned, and he says, yo, I'm in a really bad spot. He like spawns like by the hammer platform, behind one of those pillars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gets naded. And he's like, what the fuck? How did they know I was here? And it's just like, maybe you're splashing around the water or something. And it's just like, yeah, maybe. Okay. Then he spawns bottom green statue.
Yep.
And he goes, fuck. Like, I'm also in a horrible spot, because they might be top green or green spawn, or they might be hammer platform. So it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
get my ass up there. And it's just like, that's fine. Just stay there. Shoot somebody in the back.
Yeah. Keep the flank.
And he gets naded again.
Oh,
And
shit.
now I'm grilling his ass. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you did something. And he's swearing up and down, like, no, I didn't do anything. Now he spawns bottom red statue. And then he gets naded again. And I'm like, okay, you're doing something. And we're just losing the margin. He keeps getting killed over and over again. And I'm just like, I don't know what's happening. Like, are they cheating, or what the fuck is going on? It's like, how do they know where you're going to be? That's kind of crazy. And eventually we just kind of decide to rush out there and help him out. And it becomes a shit show. And we lose, I think, by like 3.
Damn.
And when I watch the cinema replay, he's just getting like straight up spawn killed. Like, they know where he is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dang, they just know the spawn system really well. So anyway, in Uncharted 4, I talked to Lock-On, and he just offers this up. He's just like, before that match, a couple weeks before, like, I kind of had a cracked idea and figured it out. He said that the map has like, every map has invisible walls that act as like tripwires.
Yeah.
And you can like force a spawn point if you know which one's your trip. And not only that, you could go the other way, and based on where people spawn, you can figure out which walls were triggered, so you know where players are on the map.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I realized, when Luck doesn't know this, but when he told me that, looking back, we never had a chance. Like, I don't even know if I had like the best players in the world.
Yeah.
we could have fucking beaten them. Like,
Yeah.
so, it made me a little sad. He doesn't know, but that made me a little sad. Like, wow, I had hope in my heart, It's like, had I used Alfred Freddy instead? But now it just made me realize, like, the gap between them and everybody else was that much
Yeah,
bigger.
like they were so ahead of their time. It's like people are still figuring out that spawn shit that you just mentioned today. Like there are still some teams today, 15, 17, however the fuck many years later, that still don't understand that concept and are still trying to learn that concept and master that
Yeah.
concept. So that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I mean, there was an idea that, like, general locations mattered, right? Like,
Yeah.
it seems like when we're here, they spawn over here.
Yeah.
But, like, they figured out the actual invisible walls and how to force spawns. Like, they got it.
Yeah.
They took it to that final level where they turned Uncharted into a puzzle and solved it.
Yeah.
That's
And
fucking crazy, man.
that was kind of crazy. And that's how good. By that point, triple wasn't prime triple anymore. Like, but that's how good a washed up get positive was. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they were really, really smart players.
Yeah. That's
It's
like
genuinely insane.
the people are still figuring that out, like today, and I don't know if you're even aware of this, Naruto, but like, there a lot of teams have taken on to like spawn blocking when they're trapped. So basically, like doing this where if we don't have catwalk on temple, we're gonna place our people in these positions. So when one of us dies, it's gonna force us to spawn, like out on a flank.
Out of the trap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we can use that to like pinch on them, like use that player who's now like essentially on a flank, like Halo would have been, and we're gonna like push with that to make a play, and there's like a match where I guess somewhat recently, I forget exactly what series it was, but where my team got trapped on Plaza, and I'm like, yo, block these spawns, and like no one knew what the fuck I was talking about. They like looked
Yep.
around at me, they're like, what? No one moves. I'm like, oh, we got studying to do, guys. We got some work to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Listen, credit to Get Positive and credit to all the teams that are doing that. On the one hand, it does take a lot of IQ to do that. That being said, I think it does speak a little to how in Uncharted too.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
I don't think it has to be this complicated. Last of Us did a much better job with the spawns, but that's because the maps were much bigger.
Right.
mm-hmm.
Uncharted 4 as well, I'd imagine. Those maps were fucking huge.
Yeah.
So when
Roundup
Lock-On said that to you,
Yeah.
when Lock-On said that to you, was he just saying that out of the blue, or did it like come up in like did you mention that match in conversation, or
Yeah,
like
something reminiscing about those days, and then he kind of dropped that on me, and he's just like,
Yeah.
fun fact. we used a forbidden jutsu on you guys, and it's just like,
That's so funny.
That's insane, man.
and
so
then
what was
so
go ahead.
yeah. So anyway, Get Positive stopped playing then, and then I think that second 2012 tournament came around, but by that point, everybody stopped playing a little less, and people were playing Uncharted 3, and they just came back for that.
Yeah.
As like a fun community event.
Yeah.
I mean, Freddie and Tice, I think, talked about bringing Pure back. But I was like, I don't think I'll be that. I don't have a lot of time to scrim. So I was just stick it out with UB or whatever. You guys are already practicing. It's kind of fucked up to like. I mean, they were cool, right? They were willing to leave their team to come back, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to put in the time, so I was just like, write it out with the guys you're practicing, and I'll play with whoever. And I wasn't about to until I said, I think Petus could make a fifth, because we only had 4.
Oh, right.
And then he found a fifth in Petus, and we just played that, and we didn't play that many matches. We got knocked out pretty early by UB.
Yeah. That was second round. It was only like 4 rounds, but quarterfinal, and like UB is an insane match to get in your quarterfinal.
Yeah.
in my heart, I think that I mean, UB could have. I want to say UB could have beat OMG in that finals. Although there is like we were, I think RaNDiM and I were pretty vocal when we were watching some of those matches back about how they should have had Freddy in there instead of probably Luigi Max would be the person to go. But I mean, maybe Glory and them felt the same way about the mic situation because Luigi had a mic.
Yeah,
Freddy was a
so that's
go-to.
the thing.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Now you understand. Do you use
I-
Luigi and get callouts on Sanctuary, or do you use Fredo, who is a Slayer? But if he like the thing is, if somebody kills Freddy, right?
Yeah.
That person, whoever kills Freddy, can like get a sneaky kill
get
on you
away.
because he can
Yeah,
kill
yeah.
Freddy, and they can just like shoot everybody else from behind.
Yep.
Or from an angle you didn't anticipate.
Mhm.
So if Freddy did great and didn't die and slayed the other team, it's like, oh, obviously you got to use Freddy all the time. Like, obviously.
Yeah.
But when it didn't work, it's just like, what the fuck? And then you look at the kill feed and Freddy died, and then that guy shot you in the back and he shot somebody
Yeah.
else in the back.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah.
That makes sense.
I think I still would go with Alfredo, but but I see the vision with including Luigi.
Yeah, it's definitely
Looking back, I think I would have been a little more map aware.
Yeah.
Like maybe on Plaza you bring Alfredo, but on Sanctuary you definitely not bring him.
Interesting.
So who would you say was Pure's top 5 then? If only one of Freddy and Tice was included in that.
The 5 who had mics.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm being like
Does that
again,
include lefties?
like me, Alex, Captain, Karma,
Mhm.
Chemical.
Yeah.
Me, Alex, Captain Karma, Chemical, and Halo Expert. Those would be my top 5.
Wow. Okay.
I just feel comfortable having a conversation, but like individually, they weren't better than Freddy or Tice.
Of course, yeah. That makes sense.
Fair.
I gotta hit up Chemical again, see if he'll fucking play. Fucker didn't answer me.
I have my third question on my list was since you mentioned kind of wanting your teammates to be comfortable and picking up power weapons. I remember actually, I don't know if you can actually answer this. Because I was thinking Lefties was picking up Hammer and RPG a lot, and I think he had like Launchman in that first Big Two Crew tournament. And I thought it was notable because a lot of the, I guess, like meta of power weapon matches today is that you put a power weapon in your top Slayer, like they're going to be active. They know where they have the map awareness. They know how to move and stay alive and do all this crazy shit. And so you put a power weapon in their hands and let them go fucking crazy. And I don't think it's very common to, like, I would say Lefties was the weakest player on the Pure team in that tournament, and he was the one.
So let me stop you there.
Yeah.
So him with Launchman went 8-20. Imagine him without it.
I think that was so the 8-20 was in the second one. That Big Two Crew banned it in for
got it.
Yeah. But I mean he didn't do, like, he wasn't popping off in the first tournament either. But
remember him choking a lot of hammer shots in the watch party we did.
Yeah. Like I'm curious if you or whoever was making that call, whether it was like Alex or Karma, how much thought went into that. If it was like, hey, we have 4 really good players and Lefties. If we put a power weapon in his hands, then we have 5 really good players. Like, he has a power weapon in his hands. That's like,
no, the idea was like you grab your worst player and you give him a power weapon, and your worst player knew that like if they were about to die, just switch guns so they don't have it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just like it's almost like when people pick up the hammer and just like spam bullets.
Yeah.
It was like that. Like on the off
Okay.
chance we get it, great. You know, suddenly this player is really, you know, he can put points on the board. And if it doesn't, whatever, just switch weapon and like don't give it to them.
Okay. That's pretty much what I expected, because I think Bosna asked me about that too when I had mentioned that something I thought was like really interesting about you in the second tournament or whatever is like you never touched a hammer or RPG or whatever. Like at most you picked up like a deagle or an M4 or whatever. And Bosna was like, I don't know if that's a smart decision, because like, don't you want your best player to have the power weapon? And I'm just like, well, you've never made maybe that would have been the better decision, but like I don't think you've ever played with the lefties. Bosna is like,
Well, you guys
Yeah.
talked about it before, like when you play around your best player and you let them have a power weapon, like it's great. They can have a runaway game.
mhm.
But that's when you're all communicating and you're all developed. But when you're not all developed, like your bad players just like aren't
Yeah.
active pieces. They don't back you up. And that's why I said like OMG in the beginning wasn't very good. Like
Mhm.
if you don't play around your best player to have a flashy game, your best player just ends up overextending themselves.
Mhm.
So
And gets cooked.
it's better to just not have a flashy game and make all your players be active players and like make a gamble on like, am I going to have a flashy game or am I going to get shut down hard?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's super fair.
You didn't really play Uncharted 3 comp much, right?
So the thing is you're right. I didn't. I played during the GameBattles days when I was around in the beginning.
Yeah.
I played a LAN event for Uncharted
Oh,
3.
the fuck?
They were doing these tournaments at like movie theaters,
For
and
real?
whoever the winner was got to have a copy of the game early for like
Oh,
a week
okay.
or
So this is
two maybe.
before it came out. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
So
not know they did that. What the fuck?
I went to my local fortunately it was one close to me, and that's where I got to meet Boom X5 and his son
Oh
Paxton.
shit.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Shout
That's
out.
And at the
awesome.
movie theater, you know, at the between the screen and the front row, you know, that stage area,
Mhm.
they would have a bunch of monitors where you could play, and then one player could play on the big screen. And I was so lucky that I got to be on the big screen. I'll
Yo.
find the footage and upload it. But I
Oh
got
shit, you
to
have it? What the fuck?
yeah,
Bro, we
I'll,
gotta see that. That's
Hell
so
yeah.
I'll
dope.
upload it and show people. But it was really cool, and you know I would like taunt and shit and get the crowd going.
Oh my god.
And it was easy pickings. You know, I thought there were going to be some
Wow.
tryhards, but there weren't. So
I had no idea that even happened. Like I was, full-fledged locked into Uncharted 3 at that point. I had no idea that
yeah,
even went on.
so this was a few weeks before the game came out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know it was before because I got the game. So I was part of the beta. A lot of us were,
Yeah.
and then that event happened, and then it arrived by mail like 2 weeks before the game came out.
Hmm.
Wow.
So it happened. It happened a little before. I like left school. Like I didn't. It was like on a weekday too.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice.
Damn.
So anyway, in the beginning there was only game battles. There
Yeah.
was no fragmentation. It didn't exist.
Hmm.
And we were at the top of the ladder. I was in a team with Die, Lock On, and Nitro. It was a team called EMP.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Empire.
And at that time, a lot of people were scrimming, but again, they were only scrimming team deathmatch.
Right.
So whenever they would come on to do game battles and do objective, they got their clocks cleaned, and it was very unfun. Like we were comfortably at the top of the ladder, and it was super uncompetitive.
Hmm.
It was really boring, and funny enough, I myself didn't really like the game. I like
Yeah.
the fact that Uncharted 2 was a third-person shooter third-person arena shooter with verticality.
Mhm.
But I think there was just a lot of incentives for the studio to adopt more like Call of Duty style mechanics. So they imported things like
Perfect.
class loadouts
The sprinting.
and sprinting.
Yeah.
And like you said, like
Stupid ass kill
the maps
streak.
in Uncharted
Kickback.
2 were small.
Yeah.
In Uncharted 2, the maps were small, but like the movement was slower.
Yeah.
And in Uncharted 3,
We were
they
basically
brought
the same
sprint, but
size.
they made the maps bigger. So I thought that was kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be one thing if you had Uncharted 2 map size and you could have sprint, right? You could sprint from top green to the catwalk. I could understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But now everything was just bigger. So like sprinting from top red to catwalk is like the same as walking from top red to catwalk.
Yeah.
What the fuck was the point?
Yeah.
And I thought the guns were cheesy. In the beginning, like
The
this is always a
Calcine.
problem with every Uncharted game. The blind fire
The
is broken.
cow.
So like the cows, so many things are so stupid. And quick booms, power plays, creepy crawlies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
They're so
I like
cheesy.
Team Objective and all that, but
Yeah.
all that other stuff was kind of lame.
I would love to have Team OBJ mode in Uncharted 2. That's
Yeah.
Facts. That was the one thing they did great.
They did. Yeah, they totally nailed that.
Mm.
So I only played that for that long, and when I left, they were I also had other things going on. I had to finish school,
Nerd.
and Nitro and Lockham were kind of upset because you needed at least 4. So they were looking for a 4th, and from all the scrims
Right?
I was just like, who you should get, who's doing really well. You should get fucking Tysmac.
Yeah.
And then I think that's the EMP people remember. I mean, rightly, they won a tournament.
Yeah. The UCL season 1.
Pretty much. And this also reminds me that again, people aren't wrong. I totally understand the perspective that OMG had so much success that they look at the first result of the first 2 tournaments and think they were always kind of there.
Yeah.
But further evidence that actually OMG wasn't always great, and it was actually got positive in those early days, was the tournament organizers and their absolute best teams are this close. I'm crossing my fingers. Okay. Like, that's just how these things go. Your star players are important to tournaments because they have an audience.
Yeah.
People watch that. So you would think that Big 2 Crew would be this close with OMG. Like, Big 2 Crew, when they did those first tournaments, the big selling point would be OMG, but it wasn't. It was always Triple Rec and Get Positive.
Yeah.
Triple Rec ran Fragnation. It wasn't Kerry Eaker or Sergio Pro.
Yeah. Literally ran it. And literally and figuratively.
Did you have any questions? Random?
I got one more. It's kind of like an ending question, but I can say it now if you want. What will it take to get you into Uncharted 2 competitive right now?
Oh my god. $2,000.
I don't know if my schedule will allow it. I mean, I'm an unk now. I'm 28, have a job, kind of thing.
I had no idea we were the same age, bro. That's wild.
You're younger.
I have a job
me?
too.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
We all got jobs. We managed. She'll be fine.
So, but I worked a strange shift. That's one, and the other is playtime. Like, it's just hard to get matches now with this few players.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's definitely kind of skewed. Like, this is the lowest Uncharted 2's had like ever in Reloaded.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of like draft tournaments and hype around Uncharted 3 right now, so that's why a lot of the community is just on Uncharted 3.
Yeah.
This is definitely the lowest period ever. Like Like Uncharted 3 hasn't had comp for almost a year, if not longer.
Mm-hmm.
And it just finally came back like just now. So like a lot of people are like, overly hype about that. Once that dies down a bit, and UC2 will definitely pick up again. So
Yeah.
Biggest thing you could do for Uncharted 2, the thing that's going to have the most impact is
$2,000.
if you could just somehow get bots on matchmaking. So
Oh.
if somebody wants to play the game just to level up or
Yeah.
like play a DLC map they
right.
haven't in a while, like that's huge because as soon as you get one player on, other people start playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely true. Like people just have to be their own trailblazers, Just
Yeah.
gotta get on. Even if you just sit in the lobby, like eventually other people will follow.
Yeah, and this is like it's just like it's very much in like a lull right now, but this is like there's a few things like obviously you mentioned Uncharted 3's like having a moment right now with the return of comp, with Antonio coming back, like he's a huge
Yeah.
figure in
And
the community.
Pumas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Pumas. So yeah, it's Uncharted 3 season at the moment. I think there's also Uncharted 2 basically hasn't had a real patch in like a year now.
Yeah.
Basically
That doesn't help either.
the only thing that's changed really was DTI got nerfed. And it's been like over a year of the
Yeah.
same version, and people are like very very like eager for something to change. Well, like
Something new, yeah.
yeah.
That and
Um,
the World Cup tournament just ended, so I'm sure some people want to
yeah,
like have a breather from sweatiness, but
yeah. This is another thing too that's huge, and like I don't know why people don't get this, but like this has been a thing ever since like events were happening ever. This is my first event that I ever hosted. It was there's a huge fucking the game like goes through a huge fucking like slow period, a dead period after major events, and like the only thing that really prevents that is to just have another event like within weeks of that last one that keeps a lot of people on. But basically like again like people when there's an event and people are actually competing, like first of all, you're taking more time to practice, you make decisions like whatever. People have limited time and they have to make decisions between like playing this or like working or staying overtime or like making plans with friends or like scheduling a day off to go travel somewhere or whatever it is. And during events, competitive players who are like trying to be at least somewhat serious make a lot of their decisions are going to be to get more practice in. Oh, the team's online, I have to get like reps in or whatever, and like I'm making less plans and doing less of whatever else I have going on in my life. And that's not like sustainable for most people to just be doing all the time. So I think it's really important for people to have time off after events where they can just go do other things, and like after a few weeks,
yeah.
after a few months, and they're like, shit, I want to play Uncharted 2 again. Like, what's going on? I want to get playing again. It's been a while, to get the
Yeah.
anticipation going again, and so after two events like back to back, like UCL season 1 started the like second week of January, and basically it was nonstop competition until the World Cup ended a few weeks ago. So it's
Yeah.
like
It's
nearly
been a few months of
7 months.
sweat. Yeah.
Yeah, or like six
Yeah, no, but
months.
like these
Yeah.
past few weeks it has been like kind of a relief that like I'm not obligated to play a tournament match every single weekend. Like it was so fucked to
Hmm.
like try to plan my whole life around that shit. Like it's nice to have a break where I can just chill and play whenever I want to.
Yeah. So yeah, Uncharted 2's just in one of those phases, two major events, like basically 7 months of constant competition and no patches or anything going on, and Uncharted 3's having a comp revival.
R- Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of things going on, but yeah, Uncharted 2, I
but
think
it'll
will.
definitely change for sure.
Yeah, people
Give
were
it some time.
people are saying like literally the same exact thing after like the DBX ladders closed, like nothing was happening. And after UCL season 1, it was like dead for like a few weeks until like the World Cup started, was like announced, and all that started going. And every time people are like, "Oh, what's going on? Like Uncharted 2's dead." Like what? Like shut the fuck up, bro. Give it 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Every fucking time I hear this, people were saying this shit back in 2011 after my Resurrection tournament, like it was dead as fuck. They're like, "This game's dead" or whatever, and then we had like 15 more tournaments. It was crazy, but yeah, that's kind of where it's at. I wouldn't worry too much about the game having days where it's just totally dead. Like
Yeah.
it goes in
I'm
cycles.
not worried.
Any last questions?
I think
I think that's all I got
I think I'm good
for now. Like,
yeah.
I'm sure, like, a week will go by. I'll think of like 10 more, but
I have like questions about your Uncharted 4 career, but that like opens up a whole nother box, and like maybe we could run it back for another episode sometime. Because yeah, I'm good to call it there.
All right. Well, this was fun going walking down memory lane, and
yeah, bro.
you know, those days. It's funny. I didn't think I would, but I think for a lot of us, it was just a core part of our childhood. This was
absolutely. Yeah.
this was a strange extracurricular activity that was very enriching.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
surprisingly, very surprisingly.
yeah, no, and I appreciate you like coming on, and I learned some shit, and I appreciate you correcting
bro.
the record on some things.
That was fascinating. Like, I feel like I learned so much.
Yeah, and like a lot of people listen to these and like we're something of like an authority figure on like the history of Uncharted, so like being able to set the record straight or like clarifying some
Yeah.
things is like very important because we don't want to spread misinformation.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Like Balloon being a top 5 player ever. We don't want to spread that misinformation.
Right. He's
Yeah.
top one.
No, that's for the few people that can proc bleed damage. That's amazing. Yeah, bleed damage. He hits you with bullets, you go around the wall, and then you just bleed to death.
Yeah. Fucking cheater. Yeah, I'm shocked you remembered all that shit. Like, man, I feel like I forgot so much from back then. Like, and it just all comes flooding back when you're saying shit. I'm like, holy fuck, I can't believe you remembered it all, like to a T. Like it just fucking happened. It's wild.
Well, what's funny is I didn't play Uncharted as much as everybody else in the community. Like, I've played Uncharted less than you guys.
Yeah, definitely at this point. Yeah.
I never got to level 80.
Yeah.
Like, I only played those 2 years.
Yeah.
Came back for a little bit in what, like 2014? For like a couple months. I think that's when I first met you, in 2014.
It played in 2012 too. Don't forget. By the way, you're practicing reload canceling.
Oh yeah.
No, it wasn't 2014. It was 2016.
Was it 2016? Oh,
yeah,
maybe it was. Maybe it was. Yeah.
I have a 1v1 cinema against you. I was using blind fire and scoped in.
Who won?
Yeah.
Who do you think, Thugs?
My goat.
What a dick. I don't remember that, but I believe you. Why would you say that, you little scumbag? I thought we were friends.
Patreon.
It's really funny.
No, honestly, I'd like to see that.
I'll send it to you. It was a really funny match. What I decided to do to you, I like made a point to like kill you blind firing on Temple with a foul.
What the fuck?
So like, yeah, it was just I did the craziest thing.
I don't remember this at all, but I believe you. No.
Hell yeah.
You can't send it though. You'll have to like upload it, I think.
Yeah.
Sending.
I deleted the cinema file, but I captured it.
Did you?
No, I captured my capture card. But
okay.
That's when I was telling Thugs about this. I was capturing, like, I had issues with 1080p streaming, video streaming that video quality. So the video's a little choppy, but it doesn't matter.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah, whatever. Clip's a clip. Yeah, you're right. It was 2016 because then Uncharted 4 came out. Yeah, that makes sense.
I have no idea how I met you.
I was just in a random pub. We were just both in matchmaking, and I think we ran into each other, and we were both like sweaty, so we added each other. I remember you saying, "quote This guy has potential," end quote.
Oh, I don't
Damn, I gotta put that on your player card.
remember that, but um,
What'd you
here's the
say,
thing: I don't
Thugs?
remember that, but I do remember having that eye for players. Like I scouted Tice for EMP.
Yeah,
Clearly, I scouted RaNDiM, and then in Uncharted 4, I scouted Raptor.
yeah, yeah. Fucking Raptor.
My goat. Crazy work. But I'll officially like outro this for the video. But yeah, thanks for being here as always, co-host RaNDiM.
Yeah, dude. Of course. Wouldn't miss it.
Hell yeah, and our guest AR-BiTross, NarutoDoom, Q, Perfect Knight P.
Keen intuition.
Keen intuition.
411.
Oh yeah, I remember that fucking. Oh my god.
Which one?
Keen
Keen
intuition.
intuition.
Oh yeah. Oh, and don't forget, I was also iShock Bio.
Yeah. So there is actually, that's funny. This doesn't have to be.
Thugs told me that was Blah Racer.
No, I know. I remember what happened with that. So, I think Naruto, you must have sent a 1v1 to Blah at some point because I got a cinema from Blah Racer, iShock Bio versus Fab, I think it was.
Oh, and you assumed it was him?
Yeah, so
That makes
Blah
sense, that makes
Racer
sense.
sent me that video and I sent it to GMR Chris. I said, this is a 1v1 from Blah Racer versus Fab. And so GMR Chris, I think, puts in his video, iShock Bio
Description, yeah.
is Blah Racer. So
Misinformation.
yeah, I'll have to. Hey, we correct it. We correct it. I actually.
So
years later.
Quadinas was friends with Stealth Dominator,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and he was in the same team as Favolas.
Yeah.
So one day they're doing matchmaking, and of course, if they ran into us, it would just back out. So
Of
we
course.
created these Smurf accounts: iShock Bio, iRec Triple, and I Cock On.
Classic.
And we ran into them, and they didn't back out. We knew they would stay,
Yeah.
because Bioshock is Favolas' mortal enemy. So they stay in. We beat them. It's awesome. And through just messaging, I convinced Favolas to do a 1v1. And we did 3 games. What you saw was either game 1 or game 2.
Mhm.
But by the end, his total score was like 29 to 54. And at some point in the first game, I turned on my mic and I let him know it's me. And he was like, fuck. So the game ends. So the 3 matches happen, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just gloating, but I'm talking my shit, And then Favolas just goes, yeah, you're pretty good. So why don't you join my team? And I go, you gotta be fucking kidding me if I'm joining your team. And then he goes, okay, can I join your team? And I just
my God.
burst out laughing. And then I kick him from the fucking party.
Oh my god.
And after that, we did not see Favolas for a long time.
Oh my god.
He came back in Uncharted 3 in like a different account, Cloak Shooter or something like that.
Yeah, Cloak Shooter. He came back to Uncharted 2 on that account in like 2014 or something. And, was back to his old Fab ways.
So that was Favolas. After Favolas, something that was big at the time was Favolas around that time beat Triple Wreck in a 1v1.
Oh,
On Uncharted 3 or 2?
On Uncharted 2.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah, I mean, shout out to Triple. He's got more strength than I, because Bio said that after that happened, he was like feeling suicidal and shit. I think I would have pulled the trigger. He's got more strength than I do.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Really, everybody's beating Fab. Was this like at Triple's height, or was he like rusty?
No, here's the thing. He was more. He was again, like I said, he was on the decline because he was
Yeah,
less active. But still, though, Fabolas, come on.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he wasn't a 1v1 player either. Like some people just don't care about
No.
1v1s. Like me, I couldn't get care less about
There's
them.
also a famous 1v1 between him and Bioshock. Um, between Fabolas and Bioshock. Have you seen that one?
No, I've seen one between Bio and I think Mocasito on Village, and they're like just running around the entire map, like not even going to the tree.
So Bio does a 1v1 against Fabolas on Temple.
Uh-huh.
It's so cringe, right? They're running around the map, and Bio actually wins, and it ends with him somehow at the top side of Temple. Fabolas is just like looking the wrong way, just standing still, and Bio runs up to him, does a stealth attack.
Oh my
It's
god.
fucking funny as fuck.
Wait, is that video still
No,
up
I haven't
somewhere?
seen that.
I don't. I remember having the video file. I don't know if
Damn.
I don't think it's on YouTube.
Try to
Shit.
find it if you
Yeah,
can.
I haven't seen that shit.
And
I'm pretty
get
sure it's on
your.
my Doom account,
I
and
was
I'm
about to
still trying
say,
to get access to it.
get
So
that PS3 fixed.
I know.
Hell yeah.
All right, boys, this was great.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
man.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for coming
joining me.
on. We'll definitely have you again if you'd be interested.
Yeah, sure.